Kia ora, Virgo. This is your reading for this new moon in your sign. So let's get into it. I've laid the cards out. Thanks for coming in. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And thanks for all your comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. It really helps me to get these videos seen by more people. So let's get into it, Virgo. And thank you for coming in. So we're coming out here with the 10 of Discs, you know, a wonderful card. We see the wealth in our life, you know, around us in terms of family and friends and people as much as coin. It is a 10, so, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, it's the end of a suit. Things are always changing. But we really feel this at this time. We really feel the level of, you know, being pretty thankful for all of that. On this channel, we always go through and clarify. So we're just going through the immediate cards pretty quick. We then have the Prince of Wands, an experimental character, young, youthful, experimental, right? And we're looking at it in terms of, well, this is fire. This is action and will and all of those wonderful things. Pushing boundaries maybe a little bit, you know, feeling like you want to play out or something, you know, Virgo. Well, let's just see. Well, we're certainly playing out big time here with your mercurial guide counterpart. We've got the Magus here, so we have that wand firmly in our hand, and of course we know how to use it. We have everything on hand here. There's a translation going on. We can move between different zones, between different groups of people. It's a wonderful thing to get the Magician here for you, Virgo, and at this new moon time, plant the seeds. And then we have this Ace of Wands. So not only the Magician with his wand, but we get it filled up at the tank, you know, at the gas station with this vitality, creative ideas, creative activities. We're fueled up and we want to use it. How are we going to use it? What are we going to do with that? How do we give it form? Let's see. Let us see. Right. Let's clarify the 10 of Discs for Virgo at this time. The 10 of Discs. Within that whole zone of being surrounded, to be able to tangibly see, you know, the fruit on the tree, because we're looking at that 10 of Discs. It is in Malkut. It is in our face, pretty much, all around us, in bricks and mortar world. So we get strength. I'm just going to get one more card to have a look at that. We get strength from our people. We get strength from those resources that are friends, family, all of that, don't we? Anyway, so we have strength that is understanding, taming the inner beast, the monkey mind, the separation of understanding how you operate as an individual, and that you're not kind of, you understand primarily here your ego and how it works, which is very essential in this world. We then have the 6 of Cups. Beautiful card. We remember what giving is without an agenda, without a MO. So these children, you know, giving freely, this first realization of what and how wonderful that feels to give without any strings attached. It's interesting, Virgo. Now, Prince of Wands. So it's a very generous place where you sit here. at the current time, surrounded by everything that you value, and knowing that you yourself are in a good position. We then have I just wasn't really focused there, the High Priestess. So there's a lot of information here. And if we're talking, if there's been thoughts or memories, which there often is when the Six of Cups is around, that people returning from the past, or that there's, on the Ten of Discs, that there's memory from childhood, all of that sort of thing, what we were taught, all of that. There's a lot of, the High Priestess holds a lot of information in regards to, I guess, the history books in your own life, whether it's this life or beyond that, whatever you choose to believe. But we see this beautiful new moon at her feet. The veils here, this could be a good time to do some writing, or to do some solitary activity that provides you with a level of peace. If there have been some, I don't know, delving back into your own history books. Anyway, let's look at the Prince of Wands, Virgo. Let's look at the Prince of Wands, this experimental fellow or felless. We never cease to learn things, do we? That just does not. We never cease. Clarifying that Prince of Wands, fire and ice. We're not, we can kind of morph in that card quite a bit, being so fiery. Excuse me. We get the Two of Cups, a beautiful, harmonious card where we're kind of resolute. We've had a resolution here somewhere. That Prince of Wands may well be quite a strong aspect of yourself. Not necessarily someone else in your life, but we've got this beautiful Two of Cups, the wonderful reciprocal cups. But what we do have here also is a card of choice, and a card of those contracts that we have with other people in our life. Commitments, contracts in terms of relationship. It is interesting because the Three of Discs comes up with that collaboration. So we hold our friends near and dear, don't we? We hold them quite close, Virgo, I think. Closer than some. Three of Discs, collaboration, building something new here. You're wanting to maybe branch out a little bit. Something like that. Let's look at the Magician. We have to keep these readings kind of succinct and along a certain narrative, because on this platform, that is all you can do. So they are quite general readings. We're looking at the Magician. We're looking at the Magician. How do we go about getting what we want? How do we go about embodying that Magician in its highest sort of sense? Because there is an element of, obviously we all know the other aspect of that, the trickster, don't we? So we've got a few cards for that. The Magician, the Magus, we get the King of Pentacles, very reliable, stable. We know the result that we're going to get when we're working with our wand, when we're bringing things into form, when we're trying to create some new things in our world. There's a reliability here with this King of Pentacles. There's also a level of potential. You could say, the thief in the night, or the manipulator, or, we don't actually say what we want. We just sort of go about it in a way where we just get what we want. And then if we change our mind, we can go back and get these other two that are left behind. Do you know what I mean? It's it is to a certain degree a sort of self-sabotorial card, which is an archetype that everyone has. And we sort of let ourselves down here a little bit. But that in itself is sort of the other side of the magician, is it not? We can go and take. We can be sneaky. And I suppose maybe for some Virgos out there, maybe it's kind of balancing those aspects within yourself. We all have that Seven of Swords. Balancing between that stability and reliability of the King of Pentacles and wanting more and more and more. Because with those two, the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, we can kind of want more, more, more. Squirrel, 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 whoa. You know what I'm saying? But, as I said before, it may well be just balancing those two quite different ways of being out. Maybe that's within yourself. We get the Star coming out. This is an Aquarian card. We're a conduit here to some larger sort of cosmic realm, as much as we have our feet on the earth and we're working the waters. It's a beautiful card of surrender, and it is a card of healing, and maybe there's some kind of resolve that you are working through in terms of the way that you think and feel about yourself, Virgo, and your life, actually, up to this point. There's been a theme running through most of these readings at this time, sort of speaking of that, actually. What have we got? We're looking at the Ace of Wands, vital energy that you give shape to. Interesting. We have the Lovers, which is a wonderful card, again, similar in its nature, in terms of the fact that it is about choice and it's about contracts with people, with family, friends, lovers, the choices that we make. It's also about internally, solely you, integrating the sort of right and left hemispheres of your brain, of your makeup, a kind of, it's all about balance, you know. It's all about balance. With that, we have the Knight, fast-moving, fiery Knight, an elevation from that Prince of Wands. We've got the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Rods. The ability to sort of shape-shift, you know, a very compulsive character, a very reactive character, but also very much there is no rumination in this card whatsoever. So there's something sort of going on, isn't it, Virgo? Something pretty fast is happening towards the end of this reading, and I do think there's a sort of I hate to say it, but I do think there's a choice or a rebalancing of aspects of yourself. I mean, in the end, we have to kind of sit with ourselves and accept us for who we happen to be at this current time, don't we? And the things that we either have done or do in terms of behaviour. But the thing is that you do understand that, warts and all, is the feeling that I get from this reading. So, you know, for some of you, you know, this could be a new relationship at the end here. I don't always get that. Let's get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card just to give us an overview of what's actually happening here. Yep. Look, and this is the thing too, when we see the Six of Cups coming up, as I said, sometimes people do return from the past and enter your world and your sphere. We've got Pixie and Fairy cards. Ilb the Retriever, so something that you thought was lost returns. something comes back. Maybe it's something completely not tangible. It's just something within your own head, emotionally, whatever it is, you know. Or it could be something quite physical, like a person or something. Then we have He of the Fiery Sword. There's no, this is what I hear. There's nowhere to hide in this card. It is that singular sort of truth, like you would see, you know, in the Queen of Wands and the Justice card, which is all about balance, isn't it? But a clear, concise blast of, I don't know, you know, hot knife through butter. You have your own sense of your place in this world, and yeah, we want to feel good about ourselves, you know. Okay, Virgo, now we get, which I think Sagittarius got, rock mineral crystal. We get lapis lazuli is the way I say it, prophetic dreams releasing anger, serenity and grace. Is that not a wonderful stone to carry in your mind's eye for the rest of this week? I think it is, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Ka kite, bye.